Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the United Truth. Full apologies. I was supposed to have gone live at 7 o'clock. There was a problem. So if you're waiting, that's the reason why. Problem with the laptop. So yeah, what we're going to do now is go through today's transfer news and also give you a little bit of a preview of tonight's game against Luton. The teams have just come out, not the actual teams, but the actual team sheet. But I'm going to start quickly and then move on to Luton. I'm going to start quickly with the transfer update of the day. So going back onto the Luton Sancho, constant transfer event of the season or whatever. So Dortmund have again come out and reiterated their stance that he's staying all season. Bloody. It's got like that already. The reason why I'm mentioning Luton Sancho, because as you know, I'm pretty bored by myself, to be honest with you, is literally, it does look as though that we might have to wait until next season. But if you do look into it, I was listening to one of the other fan channels earlier on today, and they did explain that literally what Manchester United are actually going to be waiting for is there is going to be, especially with what we've heard today, with what Boris is announcing at 8 o'clock or what we plan to announce or whatever. We know that potentially fans ain't going to be back into the stadium for the rest of the season. So there's going to be teams that are going to have a COVID discount, but at the moment they can't show their hands at the moment. So this isn't me defending United. As you know, if you see my videos, you'll see that I'm completely in agreement with Evra, but it does look as though that we are waiting for certain deals. Teams are trying to, it's a little bit like poker. They're trying to call you bluff, trying to act like they're not budging on a price. But with no fans that's for a long period of time, it's not sustainable for certain clubs, even though they act like that. It pretty much is. And you kind of gain that from Dortmund. Manchester United still think there's a chance with Dortmund that they might change. But from what I'm hearing, just in general, they are not moving and they are not budging from that. They may well sell somebody else at Dortmund, but they're sticking with the price with Luton Sancho. So what does that mean? So today we've been linked with Mr. Dembele from Barcelona, and I don't know if this is lazy journalism. The Daily Star, I think it was put in. He said he's very happy at Barcelona. I know that we're looking for players who want to be at Manchester United. So for me, this seems as though it's a non-starter. The only way that he does start Barcelona and force him out, which is potential, there is potential there because they do need to free up the funds. There is a cash flow problem at Barcelona. They've got £300 million players. They've got Messi still on the books, probably getting about $1 million a week. Big club, but they won't have fans in the stadiums either. So, I mean, it's going to hit everybody. So, yes. Me personally, if you want me to give it a score out of 10, I think it's probably about a 3 out of 10. But we are definitely in for a right-sided player, and it does look as though it's not going to be Luton Sancho. So maybe Dembele might be the other option. Everything with Alex Telles is pretty much just the same. Apparently, we've been in contact with the agent. Apparently, PSG are still involved, are involved as well, and they might put in a bid themselves. So for me, it's kind of what I was saying yesterday. What I keep saying, you'll see more of my frustrations by the end, and as soon as it gets to the 5th of October. Right now, we should have a team to be able to get through these next few games. And if anything, a lot of the players that we might be bringing in will be fitter than our actual players because of what's happened with the Europa League and having less of a break. So I'm not too bothered about the integration as of yet, because this is where, as Manchester United manager, we should be looking to beat these teams that we're playing over the next few weeks. We should beat these comprehensively tonight, Luton, and that's what's expected as a Manchester United manager. So to talk about transfers and stuff, and they should have been in by now, I do understand, because I'm obviously a frustrated United fan myself. But I can also say there's no point me getting frustrated and stressed until 5th of October, because it could be one of those situations where come 5th of October, everyone's getting excited again, and everyone's staying quiet on the Glazers. No one will say we want the Glazers to stay, but everyone goes quiet again on the Glazers. Like normal, it's like clockwork. As soon as you're doing well, everyone goes quiet again. So look how excited everyone got over Van der Beek. adulation because we find you got a transfer turned into it. Football's a tribal situation on social media, so it really does pick up. So, for instance, Gareth Bale, we was never really in for Gareth Bale. Reguilon, we was in with him, but if you look at the clause, that's not something United should touch. But then if you go around social media, if you go around onto YouTube, different fan channels, they're going crazy. Like we've just missed out on 2 players that we were desperately trying to get to. And this is what can kind of happen. And this is where the frustration, obviously, with, say, Ed Woodward and whatever his name, Matt Judd or whatever, they're looking at it and they're saying that this is what's causing a lot of the issues in the transfer window because there's no sense of calm. Other teams do pick up on it. We've got to realise that the platform that we have is a lot bigger than it used to be before. It used to be, like, for instance, the Arsenal fan TV, TalkSport tried to just brush them off and kind of say that it's bad for the club and blah, blah, blah. But basically, it was just them trying to be the hierarchy of football media, when in general, Arsenal fan TV now is huge media. So it doesn't always have to be a TalkSport that you listen to. And if anything, TalkSport kind of ignites fury by, winding up Arsenal fans or winding up Spurs fans, or you've got like, what's his name? He used to play for Spurs, Jamie O'Hara, just talking crap. Do you know what I mean? And getting away with it, just saying outrageous stuff. So, yeah, so I'm just saying, come 5th of October, that's when we've got to really go at the club a little bit more if they haven't got players that we actually need in. But right now, it's down to coaching, it's down to getting everyone fit, and it's down to just winning games. And we should really be looking at that rather than getting frustrated with managing rather than getting frustrated with the hierarchy. We've got plenty of time for that. Okay, so let's go into tonight's game, Carabao Cup against Luton. The teams are in. And Eric Bailly is playing. I can go through the team now off the top of my head if I remember. I know that Henderson is playing. I know that Williams is playing as left back. Wan-Bissaka is back. Then you have got Maguire and you've got Bailly, which I'm happy to see Bailly back. I was talking to a friend actually when I was talking about the pace at the back. And if you think about the actual pace that Man United have got, and then we played the Snails against Crystal Palace, you have to think about the players that we've actually got. We've got 2 in Zibby. We've got Menji, we've got Bailly, and we've got Chris Smalling training on his own. So if you wonder if we've got pace at the back, we've got 4 quick players. So I've done a video earlier. So yes, smash a like or go and have a watch of it. And I was just saying there's certain things that, as a Manchester United fan, as a manager, you have to do better as a manager. You have to do better as a manager and identify the dangers of Crystal Palace and then play your quick plays. If it's not going to be Smalling, he's trying to get a move, then it has to be Eric Bailly. He has to play. But he put his 2 sloths next to each other, and the turn of speed is something I've probably never seen before at Manchester United. I can't think of anybody who turns slower than Maguire, and I've never weaker centre-back than Lindelof in my life at Manchester United. There's no, I'm not even lying. And it makes you dislike both of them, even though individually they'll be okay with someone with pace. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not turning my back on them or anything like that. I just think that they don't complement each other and end up frustrating you. So yeah, that's the back line anyway. It's good to see Henderson back in. It's good to see Bailly back in as well. Wan-Bissaka's back in as well. I might have to have a little look, but I'll just remember Wan-Bissaka starting. Let me just have a quick look at it. Yes, so we got Fred, Matic, and Wan-Mata and Van der Beek. So that looks pretty good to me. Obviously, Mata will probably be on the right. Lingard will probably be on the left. Van der Beek playing as the number 10. Matic holding, and then Fred playing in the Paul Pogba role. You got Igalo up front. For me, I think personally, Marcus Rashford has to play himself into form, because if he carries on like that, it's pretty pointless having him on the pitch. And if you know what I think about Marcus Rashford, I've been talking absolutely like a world beater. But the way that he played last game and the way that he's played for the last few games, I was giving him excuses saying that it's because Luke Shaw wasn't there and stuff like that. But he was poor against Villa in the friendly as well. So we need to get him back into form. So me personally, I would have been playing him today. I'd have also played Daniel James. I feel like that he's been harshly treated, just sticking him out on the right. He played really well against Aston Villa, causing loads of problems. And then we stick him out on the right where he can only run on the outside and everyone knows what he's going to do and stuff like that. Something about Daniel James, he's linked with Leeds. And if he did go to Leeds, watch how he plays with the Bielsa. In a system, he'll play well. We'll be talking about him like another one of the United players. I could name how many. Di Maria. The list goes on with how many players have improved since they've left United. Just be another one. So yeah, I can go into the last game and I can say Rashford should have come off at half time, and he should have been Daniel James moving on to that side. Also, Mason Greenwood, they're saying that he's tired and stuff like that. I would have probably been playing him tonight, but we'll see. At the end of the day, these players need games. Igalo probably needs games. Martial probably needs a little bit of a rest. He did play for France as well, so we understand that one. Poor Pogba. To me personally, poor Pogba needs to play tonight because I think he needs to get fit. He seemed unfit, but again, I'm not going to complain because at the end of the day, they'll know more. And well, I say that they know more, but they'll feel like they know more when it comes to the fitness situation of certain players. So I think against Bournemouth, Brighton on the weekend, that's obviously the bigger match, and he wants to make sure that he's extra fresh. So I completely get that. And again, Juan Mata back in, nice guy, great, been a great player and stuff like that. And he's just around, isn't he? Like, that's all I can say. He'll probably play well tonight, and we probably won't see him on the pitch again for the next 10 games. It's pretty standard. It's not a case of, like, say, City, where they've got like players on the pitch that you could choose between the two players who's going to play or who's not. Like Mahrez was on the bench against Wolves. A little bit like Liverpool as well. You'll see someone on the bench. You'll probably see now Jota on the bench and stuff like that. Who know they could probably come in. But yeah, it's a little bit of a joke. I'm not sure if he's trying to advertise to the Glaziers that this is the crew that you've left me with. But another problem is kind of, if it's the crew that you left me with, where's the shape that you're going to send the crew out with? Do you know what I mean? And if you think resting McTominay tonight so he's free for the Brighton game, he's clever, then that's on you, because in no team at all is McTominay a holding midfielder for any of the top teams. And I think it reminds me slightly of, like, say, a Henderson, and Klopp played him further forward, for instance. Use him as an example, because if you're the best in the league at the moment, same as what obviously they would have probably done with United back in the day. But at the end of the day, what I see from Henderson is they pushed him on because he's got too much energy. If you play him as a holding midfielder, McTominay, his passing range is 5 out of 10. His awareness of sniffing out danger is probably a 3. And just literally, like, just as a holding midfielder, Matic and Fred are just better, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? We could do with a new signing, but hopefully he's trying to get Matic or Fred fit for the weekend, and I'm hoping it's not McTominay. That's no disrespect to McTominay. I think that may be not for Pogba, no chance, but I'm just saying, if there's a position for him, it would be in that position. It should be Pogba, Van der Beek, and McTominay vying for that, like, say, number 8 spot, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? And Van der Beek can obviously play in the number 10 spot as well. So yeah, like, let's see how this particular game goes tonight. We should beat them. I think they've won all 4 games. They've won, like, the cup games, and they've won the league games and stuff like that, Luton. But at the end of the day, why are we even thinking that they've got a chance? They shouldn't really have a chance at all, to be honest with you. So we'll kind of see. We'll see if it's, again, individual football again, or if we do see a system that, the team that played on Saturday and the team that played before that, if it's the same system every single game. And unfortunately, I don't think that'll be the case. I just think that we'll just be hoping for a little bit of magic from Mata, the slow build up again. I'm hoping that speeds up tonight. So as you can tell, I've just got my reservations. I've seen these sort of away games in these cups, and we seem to struggle and play some of our worst football, to be fair. So I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that as well. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think as well. Transfers, not really much to talk about. I mean, what do you think of Dembele? Do you think it's just, again, lazy journalism, just throwing out a right winger there? And also with Jadon Sancho, is it just something that we just need to move on now? You know, Sarr from Watford is available. There's other available right wingers. At the end of the day, if you can't get him this season, there's this talk about that, you know, everyone else will come in for him next season. I mean, who? I know Real Madrid will probably be saving the money up for Mbappe. If someone can name me another team that might be going for him, I know that everyone always just uses the same one, PSG, and that's about it. So if it's a season away from Sancho, then we just have to just use this next, I think, 15 days and get in the right man or two. Because for me, we probably now need a left side and a right-sided player, because I don't think that we can rely in certain games on our wingers to perform to their maximum. So maybe we just need a few more players that are kind of give the other players something to think about, and not just think that they're, as soon as they turn up, they're in the team. Give them something to think about. So Rashford, when he turns up, we don't know if he's going to be in the team. I think that players get to a certain level, and it's kind of like, because it's Manchester United, if Rashford was on the bench, people will be like, what's going on with Rashford, blah, 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 and they'll build it up into something big. And then you've got someone like Spurs, and Stephen Bergwijn hasn't started a game. You know what I mean? Big money signing for him. Do you know what I mean? And but everything's kind of calm. So there's a massive difference between stuff like that. But we need to kind of say, he's still a young player, and he still needs pushing. So I'd probably get a couple of wide men, and it wouldn't surprise me if we did, just to make up for not getting Jadon Sancho, because whether we like it or not, these guys do spend. They might not spend to what we want, but we can't spend 400 million every single season. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, smash a like, guys. Hopefully we win tonight, of course, and hopefully we win comprehensively, and hopefully we see a good performance. But I want to know what you guys think, and I'm on to the next one. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Up United. See you later.